It was a sunny morning in Enchancia Castle. The birds were singing, and the smell of freshly baked pastries filled the air. Sofia, the young princess with a kind heart and curious spirit, skipped through the grand hallway, humming a cheerful tune. Today she had an exciting idea: to host her very own royal tea party. She burst into the sitting room where her mother, Queen Miranda, was reading letters from neighboring kingdoms. "Mother!" Sofia exclaimed, nearly tripping over her long lavender gown. "I want to host a tea party, a real one, with teacups, treats, and everything fancy." Queen Miranda smiled warmly. "That sounds lovely, dear. Who will you invite?" Sofia thought for a moment. "Well, I was thinking, my classmates from Royal Prep. Amber, Hildegard, Cleo, Jade. Oh, and maybe even some new friends too." Amber, Sofia's older stepsister, overheard from the doorway and smirked. "A tea party? That's easy. But remember, Sofia, a royal tea party must be perfect. Exquisite china, golden spoons, and of course, the finest rose tea." Sofia giggled. "It's not about being perfect, Amber. It's about everyone having fun together." Later that day, Sofia ran to Clover the rabbit, Robin the bird, and Whatnot the squirrel in the garden. "I'm hosting my first royal tea party," she told them excitedly. Clover's ears perked up. "Tea? You mean with snacks?" "Of course," Sofia laughed. "There will be cookies, cupcakes, and carrot tarts, too." Clover licked his lips. "Now that's my kind of royal event." As the day went on, Sofia began preparing. She picked out her lavender tablecloth, polished the silver spoons, and practiced her royal hostess greeting in front of the mirror. Everything had to go smoothly. She wanted everyone to feel welcome. But when she mentioned the idea to her friend Jade, who was from the village school, Jade's face fell a little. "Do you really think I'll fit in, Sofia? The royal kids might not like me there." Sofia took her hand and smiled gently. "You'll fit in perfectly, Jade. You're my friend, and that's what matters most." The next morning the invitations were sent out, decorated with tiny teacup drawings Sofia had painted herself. But something unexpected happened. Amber thought Sofia's guest list looked too plain, so she secretly added more names, including the entire Royal Prep class. When Sofia saw the growing list, she gasped. "Amber, why did you invite so many people? I only planned for 8 guests." Amber shrugged. "Well, the more the merrier, right?" Sofia gulped. "But now there are too many. How will we fit everyone in the garden?" She tried not to panic as Clover hopped around nervously. "Uh-oh. You're going to need a lot more carrot tarts." As the castle staff hurried to prepare, Sofia took a deep breath. She wanted everyone to have a great time, but it was starting to feel overwhelming. Still, she smiled and said, "Well, I guess we'll just have to make it work." Little did she know, her simple tea party was about to turn into the biggest event Enchancia had ever seen. The big day had finally arrived. The castle garden sparkled under the golden morning sun. Butterflies fluttered over the rose bushes, and ribbons danced in the breeze. Sofia twirled in her lavender gown, feeling proud and excited. Everything was ready, or so she thought. Tables lined the garden, draped in soft lace cloths and dotted with dainty teapots, colorful cupcakes, and sweet-smelling pastries. Clover and the other woodland friends peeked from behind the hedge, their noses twitching at the smell of fresh treats. "Oh, boy," Clover muttered. "This place smells like heaven." Sofia laughed. "Remember, Clover, this party is for everyone, not just for snacks." He grinned. I know. But I'm on snack duty, right?" Sofia smiled, checking her list of guests. She expected about 8. Her friends from school, Amber, and a few from the village. But soon she heard the distant sound of trumpets and the chatter of many, many voices. "What's that noise?" Sofia asked, turning toward the gate. To her surprise, a long line of carriages was rolling toward the castle. Out stepped her classmates from Royal Prep. Dozens of them. Princess Hildegard, Princess Cleo, Prince Xandar, and even the royal twins from Norland. Sofia's jaw dropped. Amber strutted proudly to her side. "See, sister, A royal tea party should be grand, and look, everyone came." Sofia's eyes widened. "Amber, this is too many people. There's not enough space. Or tea." Within minutes, the garden was filled with chatter, giggles, and clinking teacups. The chairs were too few, the teapots too small, and the treats were disappearing faster than the servers could refill them. "Excuse me, Princess Sofia," a voice called. It was Hildegard, waving her cup. "We're out of sugar cubes." "And we're out of cupcakes," cried Cleo from the other end. Clover jumped from table to table trying to help, but he only mata. "D things messier." I got this! Whoa!" he yelped as he slipped into a bowl of jelly. Sofia rushed to help, but more problems piled up. The tablecloths blew in the wind, spilling tea over royal gowns. Someone accidentally sat on a cupcake, and the twins were arguing over the last cookie. Amber tried to keep control. "Everyone, please, let's remain civilized." But chaos ruled the day. Jade, Sofia's village friend, stood quietly in the corner, holding her teacup. She looked uncomfortable, surrounded by all the royal chatter. "Maybe I shouldn't have come," she whispered. Sofia heard her and quickly went over. "Don't say that, Jade. You belong here as much as anyone. Come on, let's make this fun again." But just as she spoke, the teapot on the main table began to shake. The lid popped, and steaming tea spilled everywhere. The royal guests gasped in shock. "Oh no," Sofia cried. "The enchanted teapot's overheating." It was a gift from Cedric's workshop, a self-pouring magical teapot meant to impress guests. But with so many people asking for refills, the poor thing couldn't keep up. It whirled in circles, splashing tea across the tables like a runaway fountain. Amber screamed, "My dress! It's ruined!" The royal guests scrambled as tea sprayed everywhere. Clover tried to stop it by jumping on top, but ended up spinning in circles, shouting, "Make it stop!" Finally, Sofia took a deep breath and grabbed her wand. "Wand of Enchancia, please help me mend this tea-time frenzy," she said firmly. The wand glowed, and with a gentle swirl of magic, the teapot calmed down, returning to stillness. The garden fell silent. Everyone looked around, soaked, messy, but safe. Sofia sighed in relief. "I think maybe we had a little too much tea for too many." Amber groaned. "Well, at least it was memorable." As the guests awkwardly laughed and wiped themselves dry, Sophia realized this wasn't the tea party she dreamed of. But it wasn't over yet. She was determined to fix it and make everyone smile again, even if it meant starting all over. The garden was a disaster. Tea dripped from the tables, frosting stained the chairs, and everyone looked tired and confused. Amber fanned herself dramatically. A royal tea party turning into a tea storm. How embarrassing! Sofia stood quietly in the center, her heart sinking. "I just wanted everyone to have fun," she whispered. "Now everything's ruined." Clover, still covered in crumbs, hopped beside her. "Hey, don't look so glum, kiddo. You're good at fixing things. Maybe you can still turn it around." "But how?" Sofia sighed. "There's too many people and not enough of anything." Just then, Queen Miranda stepped over with a gentle smile. "Sweetheart, when something gets too big to handle, sometimes it helps to think smaller." "Smaller?" Sofia repeated softly, and then her eyes lit up. "That's it." She turned to Clover. "Instead of one big tea party, we'll have many little ones. Smaller tables, smaller groups, everyone gets their own cozy corner." Clover scratched his head. "You mean break the chaos into mini-chaoses? Could work." Sofia hurried to gather everyone's attention. "Friends, I'm really sorry for all the mess, but if you'll give me one more chance, I have a new plan." The guests murmured curiously. Princess Cleo smiled. "Go on, Sofia. What do you need us to do?" With the help of the castle staff, the garden transformed again. The long, crowded table was replaced with small, flower-filled tables scattered across the lawn, one near the fountain, another under the cherry tree, and a few by the roses. Each group got its own teapot and treats. Clover and Robin helped deliver snacks, while Whatnot proudly carried napkins. Soon, laughter replaced the chaos. Instead of shouting across the garden, guests chatted in calm, friendly circles. Sofia moved between tables, making sure everyone had enough to eat, and that no one felt left out. She stopped beside Jade, who now sat with Hildegard and Cleo. "This is so much better, Sofia," Jade said, smiling. "Everyone's actually talking to each other." "That's what I wanted all along," Sofia replied warmly. "A tea party where everyone feels welcome." Amber, sitting nearby with a teacup in hand, sighed dramatically. "All right, I admit it. Maybe a simple tea party isn't such a bad idea after all." Sofia giggled. "Sometimes the best things aren't fancy. They're just made with love." Just then, the enchanted teapot floated gently into the air. Its golden lid sparkled as it poured warm tea into every cup, one by one, perfectly balanced, as if it understood Sofia's heart. The guests gasped in delight and applauded. Clover looked up in awe. "Now that's what I call service." As the sun dipped low behind the castle towers, everyone sipped the last of their tea while chatting and laughing. Sofia stood proudly, her heart full. "Thank you all for being here," she said. "I learned that it's not about how grand something looks, it's about the people you share it with." Amber raised her teacup. "To Princess Sofia, our royal hostess." Cheers filled the air. The tea party that began as chaos ended in friendship, laughter, and love. But as the stars began to twinkle, Sofia didn't know one magical visitor was about to make her night even more unforgettable. The sun had set over Enchancia, painting the castle gardens in soft shades of pink and gold. The laughter of Sofia's guests slowly faded as the carriages rolled away, their wheels crunching softly over the gravel path. The air was calm again, warm, peaceful, and full of the sweet scent of roses and vanilla tea. Sofia stood by the fountain, her lavender gown catching the last glow of sunlight. Clover hopped up beside her, munching on a leftover cookie. "Well, kid," he said, his mouth full, "I gotta admit, you pulled it off. From tea chaos to tea charm." Sofia giggled. "It wasn't easy, Clover, but I'm glad everyone had fun in the end." Queen Miranda approached and wrapped her arm around Sofia's shoulders. "You did wonderfully, sweetheart. You learned how to turn a problem into a celebration. That's what a real princess does." Sofia blushed. "Thanks, Mom, but I couldn't have done it without everyone's help." As her mother walked back toward the castle, Sofia stayed behind, gazing up at the twinkling stars. The night air was cool, and the ripples of the fountain shimmered like silver ribbons. Then she heard a soft, familiar chime, a sound like a bell made of moonlight. "Hello, Sofia," came a gentle voice. Sofia turned, and her eyes widened in amazement. Floating before her was a glowing swirl of golden sparkles that slowly formed into a graceful figure, Princess Belle. Her yellow gown shimmered softly in the starlight, and her kind eyes glowed with warmth. "Princess Belle," Sofia gasped. "You came." Belle smiled. "Of course, dear. Your amulet called me. I heard someone learned a very important lesson today." Sofia clasped her hands. "I guess I did. I just wanted to host the perfect tea party, but everything went wrong. Too many guests, too little tea, and a big magical mess. I thought I failed." Belle knelt beside her. "Oh, Sofia, sometimes what seems like a failure is actually a hidden success. You see, a perfect tea party isn't about fancy tables or golden spoons. It's about kindness, laughter, and making others feel welcome." Sofia smiled softly. "That's what I wanted all along. I just got carried away trying to make everything perfect." Belle nodded. "We all do, sometimes. But you showed true grace, not by avoiding mistakes, but by fixing them with heart and humility. That's what makes a real princess." Sofia's eyes sparkled. "Thank you, Princess Belle. That means so much." Belle reached out and touched Sofia's amulet. "You have a beautiful gift, Sofia. The ability to bring people together. Never forget that." As Belle's golden light began to fade, she added with a wink, "And next time you have tea, invite me early. I make an excellent guest." Sofia laughed. "You're always invited, Princess Belle." With a shimmer of magic, Belle disappeared into a trail of glowing petals that floated away on the breeze. Sofia stood quietly, smiling up at the stars, her heart light and full. Clover hopped beside her, stretching. "So, does that mean we can have leftovers now?" Sofia burst into laughter. "Yes, Clover, you've earned it." The two friends sat by the fountain, nibbling cookies under the soft moonlight. Robin and Whatnot joined them, chirping happily. The enchanted teapot gave one last polite whistle before settling down for the night. Sofia leaned back and whispered, "Today was the best tea party ever, even if it didn't go as planned." Clover nodded. "That's life, kiddo. Sometimes the messiest moments make the best memories." As the castle lights twinkled behind them, Sofia's amulet glowed gently, a reminder of the magic, friendship, and lessons she had discovered that day. And so, the young princess smiled to herself, knowing that no matter how big or small the occasion, true royalty came from the heart.